crab evading the grasp of Father Time while he creep behind me, looking like my shadow with his eyes shining. I'm digging inside me, trying to find diamonds.
Who's that sneaking up on me? My mind perceives him.
Hey, what's good? Y'all heard that music, that homemade hip hop right there. So you know what that means. That means it's time to focus, LBK. Welcome to episode 75 of the Focus LBK show. Yeah, I think this is 75. I don't know, man. We getting up into them numbers a little bit. You know what I'm saying? 75 is pretty decent. We have no intention of stopping either. But I'm going to tell you one thing, LBK. On this particular podcast, we are not going to keep you too long. In fact, what I'm going to do is bring up another podcast that we did over a year ago now, and that's going to be about Kwanzaa. So this is going to be kind of a rerun podcast, but the reason I want to do that is twofold. We're not copping out on you. We ain't trying to shortchange you. What we doing is we're going to give you another podcast Thursday morning, and that one is going to be with an in-studio guest, Mr. Adam Hawley, jazz guitarist extraordinaire, who is coming right here to the LBK. He's going to be here on February the 20th. He's going to be up at Cactus Theater. Man, y'all got to get your tickets. Go online and get your tickets at www.cactustheater.com. You can, tickets are running $45 to $55. And let's see, you can also call 806-762-3233. So the exquisite guitarist, Mr. Adam Hawley and band are coming to Lubbock, brought to you by the Roots Historical Arts Council and Miss Shirley Green and her awesome team. And he's going to put on a fly jazz concert right here in the LBK over at the Cactus Theater. I love LBK because you get to do stuff like this. Funky, fly jazz guitarist. He going to be hitting it like, y'all know how it go. He going to be hitting it like that right over here at the Cactus Theater. Meaning, it's going to take you 8 to 12 minutes to drive over there, depending on where you stay. Maybe 15. It's going to cost you $50 or something like that per person. What is it? About $55 per person. And you can park literally right there and walk in. The parking lot is free. It take 15 minutes to get there. It's $55. You can't get that nowhere else but the LBK. Anyway, y'all need to get on out to this concert. We going to be there. Lovely wife and I going to be on the front row. Best believe. However, we did want to let you know, in preparation for the rerun show that we're about to air, we got the Kwanzaa Celebration coming up. This is the second annual Kwanzaa Celebration, and it's going to happen on February 22nd. 6:30 to 8. Doors open at 5:30. It's over there at 1819 East Broadway. It's not going to be at May Simmons this year. It's going to be at 1819 East Broadway. The building ain't got no name on it, but it's called the Light on Broadway. It's a gray building over there. It used to be the club back in the days. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Over there down the street, not from the funeral home right there. What's the name of that funeral home right there? I forget, but it's a funeral home right there. It's on the same side, just a couple of doors down. You know what I'm saying? That's where Kwanzaa gonna be celebrated this year. It's free. Come on out and see the celebration. And if you don't know what Kwanzaa is, well, check this out. Following this little introduction, I'm gonna show y'all a video from last year to show you what it's all about, the recap video, and we're going to also air or re-air the episode that me and my brother Cambrell shot about Kwanzaa. We sat down with Mr. Sean Harris, Mr. Will Green, and what's that other gentleman's name? Oh, Mr. Leon Williams, of course. The mighty Leon, as they call him. The Lion of Judah. Now, I'm just talking. He might not want me to call him that. I'm just being glib. But anyway, we sat down with these three gentlemen, they're elders in the community, and they led the first annual Kwanzaa celebration over at May Simmons. And some of them are still involved with this year's Kwanzaa celebration. And we hope that it's going to be just as good, but we condensed it a little bit. It's only going to be about an hour and a half. You're going to get in. You can mingle for about 30 minutes. The show starts at 6. And then by 7:30, man, it's supposed to be over with. You know what I'm saying? hour and a half. But it's still going to be explanation of the principles. It's still going to be dancing and singing and joyous celebration, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The 12 Jews, food, clothing, and shelter. I ain't going to go through the 12 Jews. What y'all know about them 12 Jews? Y'all don't know about that right there? But anyway, it's going to be Jews dropped. So without further ado, let's reacquaint you with Kwanzaa from last year. We're going to give you the recap video and also the interview that we did last year with the gentleman that inaugurated the Kwanzaa celebration here in the LBK. So without further ado, peep it out. Hey, what's good, LBK? Robert Jenkins here, coming with the Focus LBK podcast. We are at the Patterson Library, and on behalf of my brother Cambrell, I want to say welcome. We got a pretty nice show for y'all today. We're going to be talking to 3 distinguished gentlemen from the community that are out there doing some worthwhile stuff. One of those things that they're doing is the Kwanzaa celebration that's coming up on Saturday, February 3rd, 2024, of course, 6 to 9 p.m., and it's going to be at May Simmons Community Center. And I ain't even going to tell you the address on that, because if you don't know, well, you just don't know.
Yeah.
I can't believe nobody in Lubbock. You got to know. That's why.
Know what makes sense.
You got to know. Bro, how was your week so far, man? Everything good?
Sure. Great.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You might want to, can you give me a little more?
Here. Hello.
Yeah. Keep going.
Hello.
All right.
Hello. That Barry White.
That Barry White. Don't do that, man. There might be some ladies watching, man.
Yeah.
Get some people in trouble up in here. So Lubbock, as I was saying earlier, we have 3 distinguished gentlemen from the community in with us today, and they're going to talk about their Kwanzaa celebration. We got Mr. Sean Harris, we got Mr. Leon Williams, and Mr. Will Green. All 3 of these gentlemen I've seen around working hard, doing all various things in the communities. Starting on the end, Mr. Harris, would you mind just tell us a little bit about yourself and pull that mic up real close, talking to it kind of like I am right there.
Good morning. First of all, I'll say thanks for this opportunity to come together and just to share a little bit about what we're trying to do as far as for the Kwanzaa celebration. I am Sean Harris. I am a native of Lubbock, Texas. Born here, raised here, haven't always lived here, but I've been here for the last 20 years. Just grateful for this opportunity. I am a graduate of the proud Dunbar High School, class of 82. Just grateful for the opportunity to be able to share just a little bit about the journey. As far as for me,
and if you don't mind, pull that mic up even closer. Get about 3 fingers from it. Yeah.
Okay, is that better?
Now you're sounding
all
good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. As I mentioned, I am a native of Lubbock, a proud husband of the First Lady. I say First Lady, a proud City Councilwoman, Sheila Patterson Harris, the son-in-law of the legendary T.J. Patterson, the former editor of the Southwest Digest. Again, just grateful for this opportunity to be able to come to share some information about what we're trying to do. And it's not about me, it's about the community. Although we're launching this inaugural Kwanzaa celebration, we will be implementing some of the various terms associated with Kwanzaa, and I'll let the other brothers speak a little bit more about it. But again, just thank you for this opportunity, and I'll pass it on now. Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, everyone. Beloved community. My name is James Leon Williams. Everybody knows me by Leon, my middle name. I didn't grow up in Lubbock, Texas. I moved here in 1980 from Washington, D.C. So while I'm not from East Lubbock, I'm from East D.C. All right. And so we will get into the details of the Kwanzaa celebration, but we're very anxious and very excited about this upcoming event, and hope that the beloved community will respond and it will resonate with them.
And Mr. Williams, aren't you a teacher at Dunbar?
I'm not a teacher, but I'm educated with Lubbock ISD. I'm a counseling specialist with the Lubbock Independent School District. And at one time I did work at what was called Dunbar Struggs, but it's a disciplinary alternative educational program that was called Project Intercept at one time. Now it's called Priority Intervention Academy.
Thank you. And Mr. Green, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, good morning, family.
And pull that mic up too. Pull it right up on you. Get about
Okay,
two.
once again, good morning, family. My name is Wilfred Green, known as Will, and I am not from Lubbock. I am originally from New York City. I've been here all of 1 year exactly. Came here January 6th of last year. Today is the 13th, so 1 year and 7 days.
What brought you to Lubbock, Texas, USA?
A job opportunity. I have a background in IT. I've been working in IT over 20 years, doing systems analysis, programming, things of that nature. And I've been out of the industry for quite a while, but in coming back, I transitioned into the cybersecurity area. So met a gentleman at a conference, asked my resume, and you never think your resume is going to go anywhere, but here I am.
Congratulations.
And you wonder why God put you in certain places, and I've asked God, why Lubbock? Why Lubbock? But God has plans for us, and that's one of the principles of this Kwanzaa event that we're pushing. And my brother said that we're trying to do. I say that we're going to do.
Amen.
Because when God gives it to you, failure is not an option. Because that's not our vision. It's God's vision that He impels upon us. So one of my purposes here, as far as God, was to contribute to this Kwanzaa event and help get this off the ground. So we're excited about it. We're looking forward to it, and we're inviting everyone in Lubbock to come out because it is about community and family. It's not a celebration against Christmas or anything of that nature, what people may think, but it's about family and community and the 7 principles of Nguzo Saba.
Mm-hmm. Leon, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about this, for people that may be unaware, touch on what Kwanzaa is.
Okay.
And maybe the 7 principles, and then what is this event going to be?
Okay. Well,
and everybody else feel free to chime in.
Yeah, we'll share for sure. Kwanzaa was originated by a professor named Dr. Maulana Karenga, known as Ron Karenga, in California. And he crafted this celebration in the mid-1960s. And if you do your timeline, you know that was right around the same time that the Civil Rights Act was coming into fruition, and just somewhat at the end of the civil rights struggle. It was a very focused celebration, and Afrocentric specifically. Dr. Karenga traveled in Africa extensively, and in his observations of the tribal traditions where he traveled, he crafted this celebration around those celebrations. And Kwanzaa specifically speaks to celebrating the first fruits of the harvest. So it's a Thanksgiving celebration, if you will. He set it up to be celebrated just after Christmas. So it technically runs from December 26th to January 1st. And each day you have a principle under what's called the Nguzo Saba, which is Swahili for the 7 principles. And you have a principle each day. You focus and reflect on that principle, and you light a candle as a visual symbol of that principle. And I'll let Brother Green has been involved in very formal celebrations in New York, so he can even speak to more detail.
Yeah, actually, we just completed a Kwanzaa celebration in Brooklyn at one of the community centers out there, the Prince Joshua Vito Community Center in East New York. And it went over very well. The community was well received by the community. We had drummers, politicians, speakers, dancers, vendors. And because of the holidays, though, we had to double up on our principles some days. So it was actually a 5-day celebration where we spoke about all 7 principles. Now, I find it very interesting that we're having this podcast this particular weekend, on MLK weekend, where, as we all know, Dr. King, one of the backbones of his ministry, I'll say, was unity. Unity being the first principle of Kwanzaa, umoja. And if you look at Dr. King and his teachings, a lot of the principles of Kwanzaa falls within what he practiced, what he preached. Umoja, unity, Kujichagulia, self-determination, everything about community, corporate economics, community responsibilities, and things of that nature, faith, creativity. It all lines up with Dr. King's teachings. And I think we'll all agree upon that. And of course, faith, him being a man of the cloth. So this particular weekend, having this podcast is I think vital. It's important that we get the word out. It's important that the community comes out and celebrate. And like I said, it's about community, regardless of your ethnicity, your background. It's about family and community. And this is what we're stressing for this community, for this Kwanzaa.
I also think that one of the interesting things about this podcast and about the location, it strikes me how fitting it is to be doing a podcast focused on the community at the Patterson Library. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's the legacy right there. Is when I said somewhere, I think in an article I wrote on the website about how T.J. Patterson's legacy echoes around in the places where he called home, and it's little places like this that exist because of things that he did. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And then to see where, of course, we are on Dr. King's weekend, leading up to the celebration there, and for me, looking at some of his legacy, the whole show today is going to be about listening to some of Dr. King's actual words. Because a lot of people, I got to take this out because I see you can't hear me. I don't know how loud I'm talking.
Oh, no, I can hear you.
Oh, everybody good?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So we talk about Dr. King, and everybody's familiar with I Have a Dream. But then the man said so much more.
Yes.
That nobody ever. They don't want you to look over there and see that.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of a tangent, I guess. But back to the Kwanzaa deal, I think it all plays into a whole big cycle of things that are just, they're akin to each other and related to each other, and they all kind of feed into the same concept and the same direction.
The same lifestyle, the same lifestyle that we're working towards. The principles, like my brother Leon said, Kwanzaa itself goes from the 26th of December to the 1st of January. But there are principles that we should be practicing 365 days a year.
Right.
Unity, cooperative economics, creativity. Look at going back in the day, look how creative your mother was when it's time for breakfast or something. And how many of us grew up having syrup and biscuits for breakfast?
Amen.
I still do today. I still do today. And a glass of milk. And thank God at the tender age of 71, milk doesn't affect me like I still love it.
Well, I wish I could say the same for myself. I've had to switch over to some of that almond milk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sir, do you have anything?
What I'd like to also emphasize with this this inaugural celebration of Kwanzaa that's going to be coming up on February the 3rd, I think that it's important that particularly the African American community realize where we're at this junction in the society and the world we live in today. And I think that each and every principle that is entailed in Kwanzaa is something that we desperately need to connect with today with regards to looking where our destiny is going to take us. I was just referring back to what Brother Will was referring to, the principles, and the principle of Kujichagulia, self-determination. And we live in a society right now where everybody is trying to determine our destination but us.
Amen.
Yeah, that's right.
And it is imperative. It is imperative that we come back to the celebration of principles and ideas and philosophies that Dr. Karenga initiated that gave us a sense of belonging. It gave us a sense of appreciation of the journey that each and every one of us have to travel. I think back, and I'll be doing the presentation on Kujichagulia self-determination for the Kwanzaa celebration, and it is imperative that we look back over every successful African-American community that has come forth thus far. I'll refer to one. Look at the great Black Wall Street in Tulsa. It was because of self-determination that it rose to the status that it accomplished. We have to become self-determined. We have to be determined to look back in order to go forward. And I think that if we apply the principles of Kwanzaa to our community, to our family, to our culture right now, that could be the that could remove the impeding force that is preventing us from going forward. Thank you.
You know what's really interesting too. You were talking about you have to look back to go forward.
Yes, sir.
I just did a video for the city of Lubbock, and it's on this website as well. It's about Dr. Martin Luther King, one of those different speeches that nobody probably heard, and he's saying the exact same thing. You got to look back to our traditional values in order to move forward. So I find that I would say hilarious how God just keeps hitting them same things, those same themes over and over again. So
I like to say fortuitous. There's a term for that, looking backward to move forward, and it's called Sankofa.
Sankofa,
And if you look at the Sankofa bird, it's facing forward, his feet are facing forward, but he's looking back, because you have to remember where you've been and all the things that you've been through as a people. My brother, he's doing Kujichagulia, but one of the things about Kujichagulia is that it's about ourselves, self-determination, talking about naming ourselves, speaking for ourselves, creating for ourselves, things of that nature. I think it's Reverend Al Sharpton some years ago, in one of his speeches, he talked about how we're not thugs, we're not thieves, we're not hoodlums. We are doctors, we're lawyers, we're architects, we're astronauts. But unfortunately, our children don't see us as that because they're taught by our oppressor. And all those negative images of us being lazy and shiftless, furthest thing from the truth.
And I want to say, thinking about that Sankofa principle, how powerful and important it is. We see forces in the larger society now pushing back on that with the anti-critical race theory, with the anti-woke mentality. Just the opposite of where our community needs to be. We need to push back hard on that and be woke. It's very important that we be woke. And that's what the Sankofa principle is about, being woke.
What describe for us, what will this Kwanzaa celebration be? What can we expect when we walk in? What are we going to do? What are we going to see? What's going to happen?
We plan a range of activities, and a lot will be entertaining. But when we're talking about the principles, we'll probably be more focused on the important, serious aspects of what's going on in our community. And I'm so thankful for Brother Sean and his emphasis just now. And that's because, again, we need to be woke. I don't know how else to describe it. And so that means being conscious of what's happening to us from outside of our community and what's happening within our community, so we can make those necessary changes for the betterment of the community. So we want to speak to that, but we will have singers. We hope to have drummers, dancers in particular, and storytellers. Anybody wants to do spoken word. We haven't identified anybody on a spoken word piece at this moment, but we would encourage that. We know somebody. Fantastic.
Get his name.
Yeah, fantastic. So we want to make it lively and make it fun. We don't want to make it where it's just us talking to people. But we do want it to be educational.
Okay,
so will there be vendors? I'm just trying to get an idea of where
we do expect some vendors to be there. There's a lot of aspects of this that we're still working out.
Right.
The past holidays, it kind of slowed us up a little bit, but this week we're really hitting the ground running and doing a lot of stuff. As far as the focus on this Kwanzaa event, I think we'll all agree it's to bring the community together.
Yes, sir.
Bring the community together.
I think that's needed, greatly. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah.
You do spoken word? That's a yes.
Somewhat. Yeah.
Well,
I
okay.
can.
Well, he's a
But
hip hop
really-
artist, and I'm a spoken word / hip hop artist.
It sounds
There it
more
is.
traditional spoken word.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
So I might be able to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll discuss it.
You heard it here, Lubbock.
it's,
I like to say this here. I think this is just a testament to where we are as a group of people with regards to having the Creator in the center of our endeavors and our efforts each and every day. The more and more people that are made aware of this upcoming celebration, we're discovering hidden talents.
True.
We're discovering the value that lies within us. And the Creator is constantly putting people in connection with each other because, believe me, we all have a word to share, an experience to share. And I think that it's very important, it's vitally important that in order for our younger generation to realize their significance, they have to hear it from people like us. And I'm just grateful for that. I was reading over something that this past week that I think that we as a people need to address. And it's talking about the levels of competency. The levels of competency. There is blatant unconsciousness, incompetency. There is certain aspects of that we as a people right now are stuck in, and that's another reason that we're bringing this Kwanzaa celebration so that we can revitalize, reawaken, a period of reawakening the powers that lies within us, and it's going to be something to really look forward to, and I'm really excited about it, and more so I'm excited about what's to come after this, because. As my father-in-law used to say, it's small fibers or small threads woven together that create mighty strong ropes.
Amen.
Small fibers woven together, and each and every one of us bring a fiber to the table that is woven together, that's going to be necessary to be able to pull our people to a level of consciousness.
Yeah, I totally agree with the. There are some troubling things within the community that, like you said, core competencies. You're coming from D.C. and I lived up in D.C. and Baltimore and the whole DMV, various places for about 12 years, I guess, 12, 14 years. Just got here from there, and one of the things that's particularly troubling, those Baltimore schools. I think I just saw an article not too long ago. It said something to the effect of, I think it was like not one Baltimore school has, there was not one student that was competent at grade level in like math, reading, core skills. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night. That's the kind of stuff that I worry about. You talking about woke? That's the kind of stuff that keep me woke. I'm like, how is it that you have a whole school district and nobody reads at grade level?
And speaking to that real quick, because unfortunately, I call it anti-intellectualism that I see with too many of our young people. And they don't see the need in developing this computer up here.
Yep.
Our forefathers emphasized that greatly. And they didn't even have a clear pathway to use it. My parents are graduates of historical black colleges, and we established our own educational system in this country when we were excluded from the mainstream, from integration with the whites. And so, we have a whole legacy and history of the value of education. And I'm scared that this younger generation doesn't see the value in education. I really don't. And so it's really troubling for me. And I think, again, that ties back into being woke. Once upon a time, as a slave, you couldn't be allowed to read. Now I talk to so many young people, I don't like to read.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I cringe when I hear it. And it's like, they're not being encouraged to push past it. I mean, they are in the schoolhouse. I mean, I've worked with teachers, and we're almost begging young people to put forth their best. And but there seems to be in the larger society, larger community, this anti-intellectualism. And so I'm glad you spoke to that, Brother Sean. I think that's something that needs to be addressed.
One thing with people that I've heard is the reading comprehension. So the fact that they don't like to read is because they feel like they can read the words and all that, but as far as comprehending what they just read, they tell me it's like, well, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I think that's something too in the community that needs to be addressed, is a person's reading comprehension level. You know what I mean? Because you can read every word in the dictionary, know the correct pronunciation and the etymology of it and all that, but if you don't actually know what you just read, if something's going on, like it's a disconnect, and I feel like it's a disconnect between the generations in our community. Just like what you're saying, all this beautiful, valuable information that's passed down, like it's not getting there. And like what you're saying, like a lot of the youth are refusing to even open their ear to it, man. It's like, I'm old dude. It's kind of like, even with music, like rap, like singers can be at any age and continue to tour and do, which still is some older rappers doing it, but you have to change the message, I think. Like once you get to a certain age, there's certain things that you don't, like that's for the kids. Let them have that lane. Let the young men do that. But it's like now I'm 45, right? So I feel like I have a lot to say about my 45 years that the Most High has blessed me to be here and see and still be relevant try to be relevant in the community. And I just, like I say, saying all this to say that it's a privilege to at any time when I'm amongst elders in the community that are still active and still trying to bridge those gaps of education and communication and faith and everything. Like it's a lot that's missing, like my brother was saying, in the community that is on us. Like it's on us, my generation. Like we were the ones 20 years ago running around here hard heads, you know what I mean, in the Southwest Digest, because I remember they used to have that section in there where if you were in trouble, you were in there, you know what I mean? Right. So I mean, it is what it is though, you know. And I remember, but I remember the camaraderie in the neighborhood, like when what's the center that was up here?
George Wood.
Yes, like when we had the pool and all that to go to right there. When Theodore Fee Boys Club was jumping, like it was, you know what I mean? Like it was a point where I could remember early elementary where we could just walk around the street, play football, basketball all day. It wasn't. And then I remember when the gangs came, where certain streets you didn't walk down because it's gonna be some trouble. Because at that time, I guess it was like a recruiting stage. You know what I mean? They gonna pull you in.
You see, that's that disconnect you're talking about, and that disconnect in the school system. When you talk about community, you got to realize that our educational system encompasses the school and home and the community, the things that you experience out in the streets, the things that you've been subjected to. And unfortunately, nowadays, you have a lot of single-parent households, mostly women, because of the prison industrial system, you know, taking our brothers off the street for whatever reasons, you know, nonsense, and locking them up. So you have these single parent homes. The schools have become babysitting services. You know, I taught high school in New York for 2 years, you know, when I wasn't doing the IT thing. And the parents would come in, parent-teachers night, you know, wonder why little Johnny's failing. You know, so I just turn my monitor around and show them all the red marks. Well, I see him doing his homework, but do you know what he's doing? Are you checking his homework? Is he doing his homework? Or is he playing video games? Do you really know what he's doing? Well, you know, I work, I'm tired. Yeah, but you still have to make that sacrifice. You're a single parent. Parent, whether you're single or not, you still have responsibility towards that kid's future and their development. So, and I asked them point blank, you know, would you pass your kid seeing all those red marks? And they get quiet. No.
Yeah. I'd like to add something to that. I mean, to jump in, but just to, I think that there is a disconnect with regards to how our young people today are able to understand the totality of the process, if I can use that word. A prime example, we have kids today don't have any idea about the political process. About, we always say you need to vote. Well, in a lot of cases, kids don't understand the process of the importance of a vote. And a lot of times, and I think that we can actually serve as a bridge to give them a better understanding of the role that they can play in determining the destiny of this country. Prime example, if you ask most kids today, what does the word filibustering mean? Probably would draw a blank just like it is now. Mm-hmm. But when you give them, when you take that same word and say, you remember when Mama was about to spank you and you were trying to convince Mama, no, Mama, don't whoop me. That's filibustering.
Yeah.
So when you whip you anyhow.
You got the whooping that you deserve. But the point of the matter was that we have to find ways to engage our children in the language and the etymology or the evolution of the process today.
Yeah, that's funny. I was reading Carter G. Woodson's Miseducation of the Negro.
Yeah.
Rereading it because I read it in high school, and then you think you know what it says, but then I realized I ain't no telling how long. That was 30 something years ago, And so I reread it, and he was talking about that exact same process, about how it's necessary to he said, yeah, a white teacher can probably teach us, especially if it's, stuff like math and stuff like that. But he was basically saying that there were some characteristics about black teachers having affinity with the students. They could probably be more effective teachers. And part of me looks at that and says, yeah, I see both sides of it. But then again, if you say stuff like that, what it is having the same kind of background as your students, I guess, so that you can better empathize with them and sympathize with them and also speak their language, so to speak.
Yeah. And here's the reality. Most of the teachers in the Lubbock Independent School District and all the surrounding school districts are white.
Yeah.
That's the hand dealt us. We've still got to prevail. And I would challenge our young people. I mean, they're on social media all the time. There's so many Afrocentric, Black-oriented educational pieces on YouTube. If you look for them, they're there. Yeah. And I bet you could pull up Carter G. Woodson and find a whole piece on Carter G.
They
Woodson.
have the audio book on YouTube.
There you go.
It's no excuse not to read when it can be read to you.
Hello. So a big part of the Kwanzaa celebration is empowering our young people and adults as well as young people to get woke. I'm gonna keep coming back to that.
But see, to get woke, you got to read.
Yeah, but I keep going back. That's the whole point. I keep going that's the point I'm trying to make.
Back in the day was the slogan, "Reading is fundamental."
Yeah,
you got to know how to read.
And Big Rube from Outkast said, "Reading is fundamental. Yeah. Reading is fun. Understanding is fundamental."
Yes,
and I totally agree with that. Looking at Frederick Douglass, you talking about the quality of education today. Frederick Douglass, as everybody knows, was educated through his own efforts largely after he was taught how to read by one of his so-called mistresses or whatever. Then he learned on the shipyards, reading the boards and stuff like that. And when you read his autobiography, the way that his command of the language, you don't even see that in professors nowadays.
No. Right.
And I wondered that when I was reading it in 92 or something like that. Like, how is this man self-educated, right, like the founding fathers? And then I know people today that's grown and have degrees that can't write like that.
Right.
Like,
and I want to point out, here we are in the Patterson Library. We have books, tons of books right here in this library that I just wonder how many of them get checked out.
Right. I wonder too. This library kind of saved my life during a period, man, back in 94 or so, 95, 96. I used to live over in Parkway, and I used to walk over here and check books out and spend a lot of time here and read and walk back. And there's a lot of other stuff that probably would have been fun to do too.
Yeah.
But luckily, I had enough sense to come to the library with it, and luckily the library was here. But going back to that, to the Kwanzaa deal, tell people, give people the elevator speech on why they should come.
Sounds like you're calling.
Why should they come? Basically, to get to know who you are, where you come from. We all come from kings and queens.
Amen.
Okay, we're not slaves, we've been enslaved. And that's a fact. I referred to Al Sharpton previously. We're not thugs, we're not hoodlums, we're not thieves. We have the potential to be whatever we want to be. But we have to take it upon ourselves to work towards that. It's going to take work. Nothing is given to you. Nothing worth having in this life is given to you. You have to work for it. And Kwanzaa stresses those principles. Unity. I'm going to steal a phrase from the business area, networking. Because my brother referred to it before. We get to know what each other can do.
Yes, sir.
You said you're a spoken word. We didn't know that before we came here.
Right.
But trust me, we're going to recruit you for Kwanzaa. But you get to know what your neighbors can do. And just like business, you have to know somebody. You may have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. That doesn't only work in business. That works in the community. That works in family. You may have a third cousin down the road who's a pediatric nurse, doctor, who can help you with a child who's extremely ill. You never know. You never know.
I'd like to, before we close today, I'd like to initiate a challenge to everyone that's listening to this podcast today. We are embarking on an opportunity that has the ability to revolutionize our destiny. And I like to challenge individuals to come to the Kwanzaa celebration with an open spirit, an open mind, leave all prejudice, all resentment, animosity, leave it home. Come being ready to receive. And I also would like to challenge individuals to go and pull up readings or either speeches from Dr. Warren Harper, Black psychologist, race man, that is able to galvanize what we are talking about, the Kwanzaa principles, and how we can apply those principles in our everyday lives to create a better, fulfilled destiny.
Well, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the challenge. And now let us see if you are up to the challenge. I know the Focus Lubbock team is up to the challenge. We'll be out there at the Kwanzaa celebration. That's going to be on Saturday, February 3rd. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it's at May Simmons. So you didn't even have to extend that challenge to us. We was already gone.
All right.
We see challenges and run to them sometimes. Hey, let's go over there. But for anybody out there that's checking us out and under the sound of my voice, as they say in church, man, we encourage y'all to peep out this event. I think it's going to be real cool. I think it's going to be a feeling of family. That's one of the things that I've been noticing since I've been back in Lubbock for about 2 years now, is everything we go to, it seems like it's a laid back, familial, chill atmosphere where it don't seem to be no egos. It don't seem to be a lot of nonsense. And everybody seems to be kind of on the same page as far as just having a good time, imparting a little knowledge, and making it do what it do, as they used to say. So, yeah, we challenge y'all. Get on out there to this Kwanzaa celebration. Again, that's Saturday, February 3rd, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at May Simmons. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Focus LBK podcast. And as usual, we want to
thank our guests.
Thank our guests.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll do it again next time y'all have something else going on.
Like Bill and Sydney. Let's do it again.
Let's do it in the morning. That's the joke on the podcast. The cat that can't sing, me always got to sing. You say a song, I'm going to sing it, boy. I'm going to mess it all up. But anyway, let me stop before I damage y'all eardrums. Y'all take it easy, LBK. All right. Peace.